Hey guys, this is Skindizer. Thank you for tuning in. I'm here to talk to you guys about my new pickup, which was a pair of 1999 Jordan 4 Retros in the white cement colorway, which I got this morning, so I'm totally stoked about that. Been after these kicks for a while. Definitely, in my opinion, the best colorway of the 4s. Really nice, clean. The black, the white, the cement gray all goes very well together, and obviously the speckle effect, the splatter effect on the cement gray is just brilliant, So yeah, anyway, I just want to talk a little bit about the shoes, a little kind of tour if you like, make some comparisons between the 99 Retros and the more modern ones like the 2006 Mars Edition 4s. And give you a couple of pointers as well as to what to avoid if you're trying to shop for some authentic Jordans and avoid some fakes. So yeah, here we go. First of all, we have the box, which is like a classic silver retro box. They stopped using this one, I can't remember, kind of like early 2000 or something like that, be after 2000, and they switched to the black box with the silver trim. Anyway, you've got the Jumpman logo here in like an embossed circle, and the Jumpman logo should be nice and centered in the circle, and it should have a nice kind of red, vibrant ink on it. It shouldn't be faded or wishy-washy, and also the Jumpman logo, as I said, should be centered. Whereas like sometimes in fakes you get the box has the Jumpman logo a bit kind of faded and it's maybe not quite on center, and also the width of the box, as you will note, is pretty wide. It's wider than a normal shoebox, and it's the same width as all the modern day Jordan Retro Edition releases, which come in a nice wide box like this. The same again goes for the label. For me, it's a size US 8.5. Should be nice and clear. Got the original price tag, which was on there at some point, but has since been removed. Anyway, onto the shoes. Here we go. Look at those. Beautiful. Got the retro card, a standard, nice thick card, as opposed to some of the fakes, which are a bit flimsy, and the picture of Jordan on the other side is a bit off center. We've got the hang tag, which is no longer attached to the shoe because they've been used a couple of times, but considering they are in excellent condition, here we go. Great, even the air bubble is nice and clear, no fogging at all. The midsole is nice and squishy. Some people sort of tend to think that if the midsole is a bit firm in these older retros, that they're not good for wearing because they just tend to fall apart on you. I actually had a pair of black cement 4s from '99 as well, and they did just that. I took them outside, wore them for about 3 hours, and they just fell apart completely, just hanging off, so hopefully these ones will be good for wearing, but I'll have to give them a test run inside for a bit first. So all good there. We got the Nike Air logo on the back, which again is like a point of contention for people because a lot of people really prefer the Nike Air logo as opposed to the Jumpman logo that they switched to. I'm definitely from that school of thought. I think the Nike Air logo is just a nice kind of bold kind of addition. It's like a kind of statement almost, if you like. It's a nice aesthetic to add to the shoe. We've got the nice splatter effect, as I mentioned earlier, on the midsole. You'll notice as well, if you see some fakes, and you can go out on eBay just now if you like and have a look, and you're bound to find some. The cement gray colorway from the back, the side support wing, and the midsole is definitely a whole lot darker on the fakes than it is on the authentic article. This is quite a light gray. You might not be able to see it so well from my webcam, but it's definitely quite a light gray. So yeah, you got the support wings, which on the '99 retros are a lot more sturdy and thicker than in the modern retros. The Mars ones that I've got, for instance, have quite a rubbery support wing on the side there. Again, the mesh also is like a sort of rubbery mesh, like with a slight gloss finish to it. Whereas on the new ones, it's like more of it's still a rubbery mesh, but it's thinner, and it's a kind of perpendicular grid pattern, which runs perpendicular to the sole of the shoe as opposed to a slight angle like here. Some of the fakes tend to have this rubbery mesh, but it's perpendicular as opposed to running at a slight angle. And also some of the mesh tends to be a bit thinner. You know, it's obviously not as good quality, so it's a little bit thinner than this. What else? The tongue is nice and thick, you know, compared to the new retros. You'll find that the tongue on them is a little bit thinner, it's a little bit leaner. Still stands nice and tall though. Nice and clean lines at the top, you know, no bumpiness. Some of the fakes tend to have like a really kind of rough tongue, like sort of bumpy along the top, you know, not quite well tailored, you know. Also, you notice there's a curve here. On some of the fakes you have like a very angular cut off of that particular portion of the material, whereas on here it's nice and round. The same again goes for the material just behind the support wing. That should be nice and round, a nice round corner to the triangle there, as opposed to an angular curve. Same again with the Flight logo, the Jumpman logo on the tongue. Some fakes have a Jumpman logo and he looks a bit obese in the chest, or maybe just a bit too thin, and the fabric should be like a nice kind of silky fabric. As you can kind of see, it's got a bit of a gloss on it, and it should be nice and sort of, you know, clean and stitched, as opposed to you know, a bit messy or whatever. So yeah, that's pretty much it, you know. Again, you've got the inside tongue, the inside label here. Probably won't be able to see it too well from there, but that's the label with all the details, like the where it's made, the factory that it's made, the release year, date. I think also the manufacturing date there. Yeah, so the new retros have like the new Nike label, which is like a kind of, it's like almost like an iron-on rubber patch or something. It's kind of sealed into the material, like the fabric, you know, as opposed to like an actual hanging label inside. On the fakes, you'll find that the label is maybe a bit thin. You know, this one's got like quite a thick kind of material, like a thick kind of fabric, whereas the fakes is a bit more translucent. And you'll also find that the date just below the barcode is not necessarily joined onto the barcode itself, whereas the tops of these numbers are like very much together with the barcode, you know. Lastly, I'll just point out the insole and beneath the insole. The insole on these ones is quite a lot thicker than the modern ones, you know, and it's also like I don't know, kind of like an EVA style material as opposed to like a kind of polystyrene type thing, you know. Some of the new insoles feel a bit flimsy, but this is like the insole you get on the 5s, if you know what that's like. You know, it's a bit heavier. This also is like a kind of like a rubber, kind of soft rubber kind of insert, you know, which is like molded to the sole of the shoe, or rather the top part of the sole. In some fakes you'll see that they've tried to copy this. It's like a green kind of color almost, and they've tried to copy this by using like a plastic cutout and glue it in, but it's not totally flush, and you can tell it's not just like sort of made with the sole the way it is here, you know. Again, difference between the modern retros and this one is that the modern retros have like a sort of fabric cross-hatched kind of material in the bottom, which is almost like stitched in around the edges, you know. So Nike have obviously updated their manufacturing process. But yeah, that's pretty much it, you know. It's a classic, you know, and hopefully we won't have to wait too much longer until these reappear, because if word is correct, then they might be dropping in 2011, so fingers crossed for that. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you leave some feedback, it'd be appreciated. Take care, and I'll be back again with another shoe review.